Someone kept calling my landlord every week for 2 months, reporting that I was illegally subletting my apartment. I live alone. I have never had a single overnight guest. The day my landlord finally told me who the complaints were coming from, I had to sit down. I'm Dana, 29, nurse, single, renting the same apartment for 3 years with a perfect record. No late payments, no noise complaints, nothing. My landlord, David, had always been decent to me. The kind of landlord who fixes things the same week you report them and leaves you alone otherwise. The first call came on a Monday morning. David texted me saying he'd received a complaint that I was subletting a room without permission, and asked me to clarify. I told him I wasn't, that I lived alone, but he was welcome to check. He said he believed me and left it at that. 2 weeks later, another complaint. This time, someone reported multiple people coming and going for my unit at odd hours. I work night shifts at the hospital. I come home at 7 a.m. sometimes, occasionally with a colleague who drops me off. That was apparently enough for someone to build a case. Third complaint came 10 days after that. This one claimed I was running a short-term rental, like an Airbnb, out of my unit. David called me this time instead of texting. He sounded tired and apologetic. He said he had to take these seriously because if it turned out to be true and he hadn't investigated it could create legal issues for him. I understood. I told him to come and check the apartment anytime. He came that same afternoon. 1 bedroom, 1 person's belongings. Nothing unusual. He apologized again and left. By the 4th complaint, I started asking David directly if there was any pattern to where these reports were coming from. He hesitated at first, said he wasn't sure he should share that. But on the 5th complaint, something about how exhausted I looked on the phone must have changed his mind. He told me every single complaint had come from the same email address. Always sent late at night, always with unusual amounts of detail about my schedule and my comings and goings. I didn't recognize the email, but I recognized the schedule details. Whoever was sending these knew exactly when I left for night shifts, exactly when I got home, and exactly which nights I had the next day off. That was not information a stranger would have. I went back through the past 2 months quietly, not confronting anyone, just thinking. The only person who had ever asked that many questions about my schedule was a woman named Petra, who lived 2 floors below me. We've been friendly for about a year. The kind of friendly where you chat in the elevator and occasionally wave in the parking lot. A few months earlier, she'd asked if my apartment ever felt too big for one person, and whether I considered taking in a roommate. I said no. She mentioned her cousin was looking for a place. I said,